Hi there, this is John with Sheets Digital. We got your form submission the other day and wanted to make sure we got this video out to you. And we're going to go over some basics here before we actually go over your website and the competitors so you can have a good understanding of what we're doing here. So I didn't get an actual name on the full name. It just said Try Combat. So I'll just speak generally and not specifically to anyone. So, what we'd see here when we type in a phrase like Muay Thai Dallas is our first set of results here. And this is called the map pack or the Google My Business section. And it, it doesn't work like the way a lot of people think, in that the way it's ranked is it works not through reviews, but through something called citations. So you can see here the top website only has 10 reviews, while the third one here has 36. Now, the way this works is Google tracks how many times your website is put into a directory somewhere, and we call those citations. So, if you've put your website information into somewhere like Yellow Pages or Yelp or things like that, uh, all over the internet, you're going to be higher than everybody else. On top of needing the proper information put in here, so things like uh, your address and hours and phone number and photos, and reviews do go a long way, but not as much as citations. So it's important to note this because these are the first results that people typically see when they type in a phrase like that. So this is actually ranked differently from these down here. These are called our organic searches. So it's important to note that, and is a big part of the results that people get when they search for a specific term when they're going through Google. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about is organic searches. This is what happens when you type in a certain phrase. Now we can see Muay Thai Dallas. The first website that shows up is Muay Thai Dallas. We will go over their website just so you can see what it's doing for them, and then we'll go over yours as well. Um, if we come down here just a little bit further, we can see typically what we see. We don't always have a good result on the very first line here. That's not typical. What we usually see is Yelp results and bigger sites like that, just because they have a bigger net presence and are always putting a bunch of other websites on theirs, so they get that extra traffic and they usually sit up at the top. So this is unusual. Not it's not doesn't not happen, but it is unusual. So we're going to put their website, Muay Thai Dallas, into our uh, setup here on our analytical tool, Ahrefs. We can see they bring in 90 traffic, um, which, seeing how small they are, that's probably pretty good for them. But it typically doesn't matter if the website looks bad or looks good. What matters is the content. And what I mean by that is, see, this is a very basic, simple site. It's actually only one page, surprisingly. Um, but if we go down to their analytics, they're bringing in 90 traffic just from being at that top spot, and their website isn't much. And this is a point that I want to hit home. It doesn't matter how good looking your website is. What matters is the content. And it's we're going to take a look at their keywords here so we can see what they're actually hitting on when people search for specific words. So Muay Thai Dallas, there are 300 people that looked for that term in the past month. 300. um, Thai boxing near me, which isn't much. Dallas Muay Thai, 30 with a 1. And again, this is the volume, just so we can go over that real quick. This is the volume of people who have searched for this term in the past month, and this is the difficulty. The difficulty level that one has to get past in order to rank for these words. This is on a scale of 1 to 100. I'm not going to go too much into the specifics of that because I don't want to bore you, but basically it's super easy to rank for these keywords, and they are doing it. We can see where they are position wise for those words. So, Muay Thai Dallas, number one, as we can see when we pulled it up there. And as we go down the list, he's got some twos and a four, and a 12. But my guess is just off of that one 300 volume, he's getting 90 clicks on his website, which, even 10% of that shows up, he's doing well. So, what I want to make a point of here is that, again, it doesn't matter how good your website looks. If you have decent content, which he does, right here, all this writing, that's what's putting him up at the top on top of, backlinking, which we'll go over as well. So, when we look at your website, and it is gorgeous, it's wonderfully done. Um, there isn't much content to it, though, writing wise. Um, you do have a pretty good breakdown. You're bringing in 28 organic traffic, which, again, not bad. But I imagine you're a bigger gym and you're trying to pull in more people. So when we look at your keyword breakdown, uh, you're ranking for your own name pretty high. So I imagine you have a pretty big following as it is. That's what that tells me. Richardson Boxing Gym, 10 with a 0. You're number 4 on that. MMA Plano, um, you could be definitely higher on that. You're 18th. So you've got some good keywords here, but you're not ranking anywhere where you need to be. Um, Anything after the first page typically doesn't get as much. I mean, obviously, but that's where you want to be, is that front page. And you're not doing too much of that. And it's based on lack of content and um, basically not enough backlinks. So this is my other point that I wanted to get to. Backlinks essentially are you attaching your website to other people's websites that have some clout, have some authority on the matter. So, if you were to get, your website attached to say a bigger gym that's nationally sponsored or something like that, you would get a huge increase in traffic potentially, but would still also need some blogs here and there, maybe some more relevant backlinks, and you're only really sporting 5 total. So your website is only attached to 5 different other websites, and I don't want to get too much into it, but they're not really anything fantastic. The Rojas Muay Thai here, it's giving you a little bit, and whatever this is, um, it's giving you some links, but for the most part, you're not really powered here. So backlinks essentially power your website along with knowing what keywords are on there. So Google essentially looks at your keywords and then sees if you're attached to any other websites, and that basically kind of acts like, say electricity for a house. Um, you have all the framework, everything that you need inside, but you need that juice to start powering up your website and actually do something with it. The other part of this is basically just having constant new content. Is it completely necessary? No, but it will drive you past your competition. Uh, Blogs, posting in other people's, blogs or other people's websites or that sort of thing. It's a very pretty site again, but you need that content. Typically, what we want to see is at the very least 1,500 words on the front page and 500 words on every subsequent page. It doesn't necessarily have to, depending on the competition level in the area and for the keywords, but that's what you want to see. And again, as we can see, it doesn't have to look good. All it has to do is have the right content, have the right keywords, and a good backlinking structure, um, or SEO, for lack of a better phrase, search engine optimization. We do offer that here at Sheets Digital, and if you're interested and want to learn more, we'd be more than happy to help you. And you can either reach us at 937 507 6596, or you can reach us at sheetsdigital@gmail.com. And we have all kinds of pricing, all kinds of breakdowns for everything. So feel free to give us a call or send us an email, and I hope this helps out. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.